Hey boss babes! So today I will be showing you how to do a full face holiday glam makeup tutorial. Now with that being said, this is my first ever YouTube video, so why attempt to do a full face glam look for this? I don't know, that was really dumb of me. But if you want to try to recreate this look, just keep watching. So I'm going to start out with my moisturizer, and this is Oil Free Moisture by Neutrogena. You always need to have a moisturizer because it's actually going to help set your makeup throughout the day. Alrighty. Now I'm going to use my favorite primer, and this is Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. I'm going to take some on my fingers. I'm going to start right here because it seems to be where I have the most pores, so I need to use more primer right here. And then I'm going to smooth it out and put some on my nose, my forehead, a little bit on my chin, okay. Now I'm going to use a foundation, and this is Juvia's Place I'm Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. For my foundation today, I'll be using a Bare Minerals Core Coverage Brush. I like this brush a lot. I got it at TJ Maxx. It was a super good deal. So, I'm just going to put some on my finger. I'll be dabbing a little bit evenly onto my face. Okay, now I'm going to take my brush. And one thing I've learned is I can get better coverage for my foundation if I pretty much paint it on, like if I go down with it, other than just like going in circles with it. So I'm going to be doing strokes down. This is a glam look, so I want to have a pretty thick foundation layer on, other than a lightweight today. I'm going to blend it on my neck because I don't think it's the best color for me right now, with it being winter, but okay. Now since I've got my foundation on, I will be starting out with a contour, and I'm using the Tarte Pro Glow palette. Move that away. I really like this palette because it not only has contour, it has 4 highlighters. It's a cream contour and a powder contour. I'll be using them both today, but I'm going to start out with the cream. I can already see like a little bit of contour. Just from, I'm sitting here with my natural sunlight and it's already showing. Oh. Your contour is going to be in like a somewhat 3 shape on your face. So I'm going to do it right here. Get some on my forehead. blending it. 3 shade. It's my jawline. Again, 3. Okay, I'm gonna get my right side of my face. Get it all nice and contoured. Three. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, now I'm going to be pretty much setting my cream contour with, of course, the powder contour from the palette. And I'm just taking a big, fluffy Real Techniques brush. I keep hitting my earring, so it sounds weird. Gonna bronze my neck up just a little bit so that it's blendable. Okay. Now I will be using my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer to highlight. I'm going to start under my eye, do 3 little dabs, do the same on the right side, 3 dabs, and today I'll also be using this highlighter as an eye primer. So I'm going to tilt my head back. You don't need to fill it all up because you're going to end up blending it in a minute. You don't need much. Also going to get the bridge of my nose onto my forehead and my chin, Cupid's bow. So now I'll be using my Essence Color Correcting Liquid Concealer. This is a green concealer, and green, what it does is cancels out red. So if you have any red spots that just didn't really get covered up with the foundation, I recommend using this. I always have a red dot on my nose right here, so I'll be using it right here. I have a few little red spots right here. Okay. Now I'll be using my Essence Camouflage Plus Matte Concealer. Again, super cheap product. You can get it at Ulta. This is pretty much my problem area right now. Okay. Now I really need to blend this out where I won't look so strange. So I'll be using my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. And I'm just going to start dabbing it. I'm going to look up so that it doesn't get in my eye. Onto my chin. Look up again. We're going to get it where I used it as an eye primer. Get it where I used it as an eye primer again. Okay. So now that I've got that, I will be setting it with my Kat Von D setting powder. Lock-It setting powder, sorry. You can get this at Sephora. I'm going to take another beauty blender and use it for the powder. So I've got a liquid beauty blender that I use and a powder beauty blender that I use. Look up again so you don't get any powder in your eye. Do the same with the other eye. I'm going to bake my chin too, where I had my forehead, because we don't want any shine. Even if it is the holidays, we don't want shine there. Okay. So now I'm going to go on to my eyeshadow. And for this look, you really just need like a nude matte palette, I believe. So I'm just going to take a little Profusion palette. This was, again, super affordable. But it really doesn't matter what kind, as long as it has some tans and browns in it. So I'm going to take an e.l.f. brush. This is a packer brush. So this I'll be using to set my lid. And for my lid, I'm just going to be using a beigeish, yellowy color. This is a bit darker than my skin tone, as you can see. On camera, it's showing up a bit more red. Set the other eye. Okay. Now I'm going to use a fluffy brush. This is a blender brush. I'm going to take, this is by Profusion. I'll be taking these medium browns in the palette. I'm just going to blend it onto the crease. Get it some in the inner, get it just a little bit into the inner corner where it's blended out, right? I'll be doing the same technique with my left eye. We're kind of creating a smoky glam look today. Okay, now that we have that, I will be using my Essence palette. I'm just going to take a darker brown shade from it, and I'll be using this. I'm going to start and do it at the lash line. Extend my lash line with this. I'm going to go up, sort of like an imaginary line connecting to the end of my brow, and then the tail of my brow. So just follow that line from the lash line to the tail of the brow with a darker shade, a darker brown shade. Okay. I'm going to be blending it out. We don't want any harsh lines. Alrighty. Now since we have our matte shadow on, I will be using my favorite glittery product, and this is Stila Cosmetics. This is in the shade Gold Goddess. This will be really, really pretty for Christmas. So I chose to do that color for my first Christmas tutorial. So you're just going to pretty much paint it onto the lid. But we're going to stop at the center of the lid. So we're going to start at the inner corner and stop at the center of the lid. We're going to do the same with my right eye. Start at the inner corner and paint it to the center of the lid. This will give your eye a bit more definition. Now we're going to use a Sephora colorful sequins effect. This will add a little bit more glitter. Now you don't have to do this, but I'm a girly girl and I love the shimmer on my eyes, and for Christmas I thought it'd be really, really pretty. So I'm going to dab this over the Stila. It's a bit more dry glitter than the Stila was. I feel like it was a bit more, it's a bit more wet consistency. I'm just going to dab it. Set the Stila with this. Okay. Now I will be doing my eyeliner, and I'm going to be using my favorite eyeliner. This is Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. I've been using this eyeliner for like 2 or 3 years now, so I really, really love it. The only bad thing about it, it does dry out pretty quick. This is a felt tip liner. I'll be using a compact mirror where I can kind of see my eyeliner a little bit better. I'll be doing a winged effect today for this look. I'm going to start out at the inner corner. Extend it to the end of the eye. Start out inner corner. Again, extending it to the end of the eye. Following the lash line. Okay, now for a winged effect, I will be coming from the lash line. I'll draw a line to where it follows the tail of my brow, from the lash line to the tail, just like I did with the brown, the darker brown shade from the Essence palette. Now I will be extending that and connecting it to the lid. This will kind of create like a triangle effect once you put it on. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with this eye. Extend from the lash line up into the brow bone. Take it, match it up to the corner. Take it from the lid, match it up to the corner. Fill in where it doesn't leave any gaps in the triangle. I'm just going to go over this because sometimes if you have a lot of shimmer on your eye, the glitter can be kind of hard to put eyeliner on over. Okay. So we have our top liner. Alrighty. Now I'll be using my bottom liner, and for it I'm going to be using pencils. And this is Maybelline Master Precise Skinny. I'll be using that for it's a dark brown. I'll be using it for the bottom. Okay, I'm going to start out at the inner corner like I did with the top. I'll actually be extending my eyeliner up until my little wing. This will kind of create more of like a cat eye effect. I'll be doing the same with my left eye. Okay. Now I will be using my white Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner. This is going to go in my waterline. Never put black in the waterline because it can make your eye appear smaller than what it is. But if you use white, it will appear larger and more awake. So I watched a video, and I believe it was Jeffree Star, took a beauty blender and held his eye down, held the bottom of his eyelid down, looked into a mirror, and did the white. This trick is probably like the best trick I've ever seen, because I was getting white into my brown liner. I had to go over it a few times. So this does save time. Okay. Now I need to dust off the Kat Von D powder. And I'll be just taking an e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. Flawless Face Brush. Kind of hard to say there. And just kind of dust that off. I'll be setting that with Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Foundation in the shade Medium. Okay. On to the next step, and that will be blush. I'm having a hard time getting it open. Okay. Now I'm just using a small compact Revlon blush, and it is in the shade Sultry Sienna. And for my blush, I will be using an e.l.f. Ankle Blush Brush. Okay. I'm going to start. I'm going to make a kind of a kiss face. And I'll put the blush right on top of that contour. This will help give a little bit of dimension to the face. I tend to like a little bit more blush than a lot of people, so you don't have to go hardly as heavy with this look if you don't want to. Again, kiss face. Okay. Now I will be using highlighter. And I'll start out by using my Frida Kahlo Heart of Gold Liquid Illuminator. Your highlighter is supposed to be at the top of your cheekbone. So I'm making a slight C shape, as you can see. Slight C shape on the top of the cheekbone. Blending it up just a tiny smidgen. I'll also be putting some on the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. Brow bone. I will be setting this liquid illuminator with two of my highlighters from my Tarte Pro Glow palette. And I'll be starting out with the shade Lit. This is very, very pretty highlighter. I'm going to drag it onto my brows, my brow bone. Now I'll be using the shade Fire from the palette. It is right under Lit. It's a little bit darker gold. My bridge of my nose. Give the eye some definition. We're about to fill in our brows. Okay. After I have my highlighter on, I'm just going to take my favorite brow pencil, and this is by Benefit Cosmetics. It is called Give Proof Brow Pencil. This is in the shade 3.5. This is sort of a universal brown. I would say it's more on the darker side of brown, so I'm just going to take the spoolie and kind of brush out my brows. Okay. Now your brow is supposed to start at the corner of your eye and end at the lash line of your eye. So just, again, imagine that line, inner corner, outer corner. Okay. I'm going to start out with my inner corner. Do some strokes upward. Extend the strokes up into the tail. Okay. I'm going to do the same with my right eye. Start at the corner. Do strokes upward. And end at the tail. Okay. I feel like I need a little bit more bronzer, so I'm going to be using my Laura Geller Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer in the shade Siesta Medium. I'll be using a fluffy brush for this by Bare Essentials. I'm going to put some on my nose because I want that to be a little bit darker too. Okay. Now moving on to mascara. I'll be using the Benefit Cosmetics, their Real Mascara. This is pretty easy to work with. That's why I've been using it here recently. For mascara, I take a compact mirror. I tilt my head upward and start building up the mascara. And I put the first coat on my other eye. Again, tilt your head upward so that you can kind of see what you're building up. Gonna coat my left eye again because I want this look to be very glam. You could use Falsies lashes for this, and it'd be really, really pretty too. But for today, I'm just gonna use some mascara. I'll also be putting some mascara on my lower lashes. Okay. And lastly, I'll be using my red lipstick. We're going to make this look a bit more festive for the holidays. This is Frida Kahlo by Ulta Beauty in the shade Passion. This is a very bright lipstick. It's a very bright lipstick. Definitely not one that I would wear every day, but with Christmas coming up, I do like it for this look. Like I said, very bright lipstick. Okay. Now this lipstick is a matte. So if you want to, if you're like me and you don't really like that feeling of a matte lipstick, I would recommend putting a gold gloss over that. And I'm going to be using Milani Keep It Full gloss. This does have a minty taste to it, but I think overall it's a very nice gloss. I'm going to start at the middle. I'm pretty much only adding gloss to the middle. Okay. And we have the finished look. If I can do this look, everybody can. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you guys for watching.